Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's the word? What's going on? How everybody doing out there? Y'all already know what it is, man. We are back again, and it's time for the Thursday banger. It's time for the Thursday banger, y'all. That's a lock. It's time for the Thursday banger, and I got one. I keep a banger at all times. But like I always say before I start these videos off, I have no problem delivering this content to everybody that's out here working hard, working a 9 to 5. Everybody that's out here with their own business, getting to that bag the legit way. I make sure y'all got something to watch in the mornings, man. I promise y'all there's no problem on my end. I also have no problem making sure I'm warning y'all and telling y'all about how dangerous prison is. I only ask for one thing in the process, and that's for y'all to just stay out the way, man. That's it. That's all I'm asking for. I don't want to see you go to jail. I don't want to see you get on the phone, have to cry to your people, because that's all we do when we go to jail. We get on the phone and cry to our people. Save me, help me, lawyer, this, money, put it on my phone, that. We become the most worstest people in the world when we get locked up, man. And it's not even their fault that they got to hold us down or put up what we got going on, man. Like, it's our fault, man. So, like, I just want y'all to stay out the way so you can just live a better life, man. It's a better life when you're not going to jail. It's a better life when you're not going to prison. It's a better life when you're around your family forever, man. Me, I missed 16 years of my family, and I can never get that time back. I can never get it back. So just learn from me, man. Somebody that's been through the situation, somebody that's telling you the right thing, man. Just stay out the way, y'all. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This is the Thursday banger game. That's what I know to do with this one. Like, subscribe, so y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. What? It's time for business. It's time for business, y'all. And the story I got for y'all today is called He Needed Rehab. Part 1. Crazy story, crazy situation, but we are aware, people. We are in penitentiary. Crazy things happen all the time. And I'm telling y'all, man, like, you will see some of the craziest things in there, man. To be honest with y'all, prison is the place where all the crazy people are at. That's where all the crazy people are at, man. You will witness some of the craziest things, man. You have people in there that don't care about nothing, man. They don't care about nothing except what they like to do, man. A lot of people are strung out in there, and they don't care about nothing but just staying strung out, man. It's sad when you see that. You know, you'll see it on the street. Like, you have people that got, you know, like drug problems, and, like, you know, they got substance abuse problems or whatever the case, like. But when you see it in prison, like, you thinking, like, how can he be like that in prison? Like, it's not even, like, accessible. It's not even a way you can get it as much in there as you can get out here. Man, but I'm letting you know now, that don't stop nobody from being a psycho, man. Like, I seen it all in there, man. They maniacs, man. So with that being said, though, we on Lawrenceville for this, y'all. We on Lawrenceville. I can remember being in 60 building, man, for the second time around, man. I'm in there, man, and it's like me being in that building again, it was kind of like different. It was different for me, but, you know, with it not being like how I was the first time I was in there, man, I was grateful for that. So, like, even though they got rid of me and got me out of 30 building, they moved me all the way to 60 building, man, like, I had to adapt. So that's basically what I was doing there, y'all. I was just adapting, man. It was like, it was a lot of things that was happening. There was a lot of stuff going on, but I'm over on the new side of the yard where I'm not really one of the big dogs over here. Pause. Like, I'm one of the guys. I'm like a new guy, to be honest with y'all, man, because I was on the other side of the yard doing my thing. So, like, being over here now, I had to kind of just, you know, just adapt to everything that was going on, man. That's what I did. Now, me being me, y'all already know I'm a cool dude. Everybody jive rock with me. I never really have enemies or nothing like that because I jive deal with everybody, man. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I respect everybody. It's like I want everybody to respect me, man. So that's what was going on over there. So while I was over there in 60 building, it was like a lot of stuff that was happening, man. They had some of the same stuff that was going on in 30 building. Dudes getting the pot, dudes got the women, dudes doing this, dudes doing that. Some of the same stuff go over on that side of the yard. It wasn't no different. It was just different people. So, like, I saw what was going on. It was like, you know, I was waiting my turn to see if I can get a play. But in the meantime, I'm just chilling in the meantime. I ain't gonna lie. Like, So my homeboy, man, I used to rock with one dude I used to rock with in there, man. We're gonna call him P. Now, P was a cool dude. P was cool. He was from the town. I used to rock with him. Now, he was in there. He had just came from St. Bride's, which was a level 2 prison, which is, I told y'all, that's like the Tidewater prison that everybody go to from Tidewater Basin. So he was at that spot. He messed up there and they sent him to Lawrenceville, which was a level 3. So he got sent from a 2 to a 3, which wasn't a big upgrade. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he got sent to the mountains or something like that. He got sent to really a better spot because it wasn't open dorm or nothing like that. So bro Jive liked the joint, man. So me and him, Jive used to be, you know what I mean? Me and him used to kick it. Once me and him got introduced to each other, when I moved over there, like me and him, Jive got cool. So I used to kick it with bro. He had a couple of dudes he used to kick it with, man. But for other than that, I used to kick it with my roommate. I used to kick it with P, and that was it, man. I ain't really kick it with a lot of dudes because I was Jive new over there. So P Selly was a cool dude too. He was a cool dude, man, but he ended up going to the hole for some BS, man. So when he had went to the hole, P asked me, can I move over in the joint? He was like, bro, you can get the bottom bunk and everything, bro. He was like, I like the top bunk game, you know what I mean? So I went to the sergeant and we tried to make the move. Now he was on the top tier and I like being on the top tier. I don't really like being on the bottom tier if it's up to me. So like I didn't have a problem with moving from one side of the top tier to the other side of the top tier. Like me and P was cool enough for me and him to be roommates. Like we was into the same things, like the like to get money, be staying out of the way chilling. We was all doing the same, we was into the same stuff. So like I definitely was trying to get in the cell with him. Like my celly was cool. I didn't want to dip on my celly, but you know, P was from the town, so I was trying to get over there. So when I went to holler at the sergeant gunned me down. So when I went to go holler at the sergeant told me no, he couldn't make that move because it was somebody already moving in P cell. Now, by the time I had that conversation with him, he was like, somebody will be coming in there right before lunch. So I'm like, man, I go back and tell P like, yo, bro, you about to get a roommate. He thought he was going to chill and be dolo for a minute. Nah, like, you know, his roommate just left that morning. Now he's getting a roommate before lunchtime. So when I told P that, P wasn't happy about that. He wasn't happy about it, man. But at the same time, though, he was like, we still gonna try to move you, you know what I mean? Get you in the room, whatever the case. So I'm like, all right, that's what it is. So we waited to see who his roommate was gonna be. So I can remember standing on the top tier where my cell was at, and I'm chilling, you know, peeing them down there in the bottom, peeing them in the pod. I think P was standing over by the table, by the TV, you know, but he know he got a roommate coming, man. So the slider opened up. So when the slider opened up, that's all you seen was the CO walk in. It was the lady. She walked in and she looked back and was like, come on. She called the dude last name. She was like, come on. Then you just seen this tall dude kind of like, he just coming in. He was like, he walked in like he was freaking like discombobulated or something. Like his equilibrium was off or something. He was like, he came in the party. She was like, go get your cart. You left your cart in the hallway. He was like, he ran back out. So I'm like, I got a glimpse of him, right? I'm like, who is this fake Wilt Chamberlain in the face looking dude? I'm like, who is this? I ain't never seen dude before. So he went back out and get his cart. And he come back in. Now, he didn't come from another compound because it's too early for him to be coming, like, if they had intakes, you know what I mean? Like, intakes come a little bit later if it was intakes. So he had just been getting out the hole or either coming from another building. But I kind of, like, don't forget faces. And I never seen this guy before. Now, I could be wrong because I haven't been on the other side. But I don't know this dude. So he come in, he pushing his car, you going up there? So I seen bro, I looked at P. He was just looking like, P had a stuck face, like he was just looking mad, like, who was this dude, man? Because I'm telling you, man, dude came in, like, his blues that looked so filthy. I ain't even gonna lie, they was wrinkled. His jeans looked like they just freaking, he never washed them. You know how jeans look when you never wash them? That's what his jeans look like, man. Some jumps that you wear that you never wash ever. And they just start to get greasy. The whole pair of jeans just look greasy. So his outfit was greasy. His face that looked greasy. His beard was naughty. I'm talking about naps. He had naps in his beard. Then his fro was naughty. He had just looked filthy. I ain't gonna lie, he looked like a filthy dude. So I see P is not happy about getting this guy in his room. He's not happy about this, man. So I was like, man, you know what? The sergeant would have to make this move. But I was like, bro, ain't gonna stay in the cell with him. You know what I mean? I was like, he gotta do it. So I let him get up to his joint. He walk up the stairs. He take his stuff into the cell. P ain't even go up there. You know what I mean? I guess P ain't even feel like dealing with it at the time. So I was just like, hey, P. I said, bro, your celly out there in your room, bro. He was like, man, I know, man. So P went up the steps super slow. He was sick. P went up the steps like this. He ain't grabbed a railing or nothing. He went up the steps. He was like, he ain't even want to go up there for real, man. They done brought this freaking maniac in his cell. He get up there, you see him talking to him, you know what I mean? So he kicking it with him. So he was like, hey, Weezy, hey, come here, bro. I mean, I was like, what's up? He's like, come here. So I'm like, oh, I gotta walk all the way around. But I am being nosy because he got a new roommate. So I walk over there. I get all the way over there. I'm like, what's up? He like, hey, look, man. He was like, look, his name Just, man. He was like, man, look, guess what the first thing he asked me as soon as he came in the pod? I was like, what? He was like, man, he asked me, man, who got the D block? I was like, off the rip like that? He was like, man, then the dude, the tall dude, he was like, yeah, off the rip like that. He had one of them voices. He was like, yeah, one off the rip. He was like, yeah, off the rip like that. Man, I've been in the hole, man, for a month. Man, where that, man? Who got that get out, man? Yeah, what they got, man? I mess with the hottest chicken too. Who got it? So I'm like, man, the D Block and the hottest chicken. Like, hearing a dude that do two of those things like that, it never is a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, that's too much for one person if you ask me. You know what I mean? You do the D Block and the hottest chicken. So he like, yeah, where that? I'm like, bro, listen, like, I don't know if he was the cops or he was somebody that the cops sent in here. Either way, I wasn't letting him know about nothing that I knew about. So I was like, bro, I don't know, bro. Like, you know, I don't even know you for real. That's what I wanted to say. I was like, I don't know. So people was like, man, he tripping, man. He was like, man, he tripping, man. He was like, yeah, I'm just saying, like, man, I'm trying to get high. I've been in the hole this long. Who got it though, man? Who got it? He was like, man, I don't know. You gotta go figure that out. He was like, don't worry about it. I'm about to go to lunch, ain't y'all? We like, yeah. So he was like, I'm gonna go to lunch. So he went to lunch. You know what I mean? We go to lunch. He see a dude, I guess the dude in 80 building is supposed to have to work. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, this is around the time D Block is still relevant, but like it's fading out. It's about to fade out soon. You know what I mean? This is like 2012 right here. So like this junk kind of like fading out a little. It's about to fade out soon because the Sobasi strips was coming in. You know what I mean? So like dudes would still mess with it, but like it wasn't as big as it used to be. You know what I mean? The hottest chicken was still good money, but the D Block wasn't like that as much. I would say, in my opinion, man. So bro seeing some dude that he was talking to from 80 building, man, and they had a conversation and they was kicking it. And the whole time they was kicking it, like the conversation was decent. And then he just left. So when they left, we all leave out the childhood. When we get back to the pod, we going back to our cells. You know what I mean? Everybody going back to the cells. It ain't lockdown time yet, but we going to the cells. I seen P go to his cell. By the time P go to his cell, his door was already open. So when P get to his door, he walked in. P was like, man, come on, man. That's all you heard was, man, come on, man. And then I guess the dude just was like, man, chill. You know what I mean? So P was like, P kind of calmed himself down, walked in. So I go in my door. I look back and saw that door. I'm like, what happened with that? So I put my stuff up and I came downstairs. When I got downstairs, I seen P. He was like, yo, bro. He was like, man, say word. I just went up there, man. That man was up there spiking that D Block. I'm like, what? He was like, man, he had the needle in his arm, Weezy. I'm like, man, he fiend out like that, bro. He was like, yeah, this is my word. I look. I guess he came out to get some air. Because me and bro was talking, we downstairs, so we looked, we see him step out to the rail. He stepped out to the rail and he was like, he just started smiling. I was like, I'm looking at this dude, P was like, bro, that's my word. You're selling a real fiend, bro. So boom. Like, yo, bro got a real fiend. Like, for one, if you a fiend that can get access to a needle, but you can spike that D Block, you're a real fiend. I only seen that a couple times because needles are hard to come by in prison. Like, you got to have connections on top of connections in the medical field. Like, and that's the only way you can be able to pull it off. Like, a lot of people don't be having that stuff. So like the hair that he had, it was crazy. But right now he's standing on the top tier looking super lit. So people's like, man, we got to get some ground rules, man. I was like, bro, I'm coming up there with you, bro, because we're going to have to bank this nigga ass. So this nigga get crazy, bro. Bro, tall as a bitch. He wasn't that tall. He probably like 6'2", 6, you know what I mean? But he you know what I mean? You never know what he capable of being that tall. So I'm going up the steps with my bro. So me and bro go up the steps like bad dudes. I don't know what to expect. We get up the steps. He's still standing on the tail like this. He like, he started wiping cold out his eye. He was like this. I'm like, damn, that shit got to be a missile. That's my words. So like, bro, we get upstairs. People's like, yo, let me holler at you right quick. He was like, bro, what? He was like, man, in the cell, man. He was like, he looked over at me. He was like, He walked in the joint. He get in there. He was like, yo, look, man, come on, man. Listen, I don't mind you getting high, bro. He was like, look, first and foremost, though, I'm trying to get my man over here. You know what I mean? He was like, he's supposed to be moving over here before you even got over here. So I'm trying to get him over here. He was like, but look, at the same time, though, bro, like, you gotta let me know when you doing that shit, bro. Like, I ain't used to nigga goddamn spiking the D Block like in my cell, bro. That's word. Just was like, man, look, we share the cell now. This shit ain't bothering you, man. Like, look, I bought all the damn shit from the dude. Look, he pulled out a little bag. And all you seen was like the little tan, you just seen like the tan powdery substance in there. And it was decent. Like I couldn't really look at it the eyeball to see how much it was, but it was a decent little ball of dope that he had. He was like, I bought all this dope. So my room, so P was like, how you was able to buy all the dope when you just got out the hole, bro? How you get money to do that? Your money good like that? He was like, man, shit, man. Sometimes I just motherfucking, I just got down, tell a nigga how bad all. If a nigga dumb enough to give it to me, he just give it to me then. I was like, what? So I was like, so what you gonna do when a nigga want his money though? What happened with that? He was like, man, half the time I just let these niggas beat my ass. I was like, what? On everything, y'all, I never heard that shit. I couldn't believe this nigga said that shit. And he was like, man, half of the time I just let them niggas whoop my ass, man. I said, you let niggas whoop your ass, bro? He was like, yeah, they give me the drugs. Shit, he was like, man, it's another nigga on the other side of the yard. Got them in red team. Got them, he got all these chicken. I'm trying to get some of that. I was like, looking at just like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, this dude wild as shit. So I'm like, you get stuff knowing that you're not gonna be able to pay, and you just gonna take the ass whooping. He was like, shh, man, just take the ass whooping, man. Fuck it. Like he was totally different from when he got out the hole. Now he has the narcotics in his system. Now he's feeling like he on cloud nine. That D block got him feeling invincible, y'all. So boom. I'm like, this dude doing a dangerous move. So I was like, man, P, come on, man. You know what I mean? Let's go holler at the sergeant, man. So me and P went back down the steps. When we get to the door, P was like, yeah, dude gotta go, man. He was like, yo, dude, wild as a bitch, man. Nigga wild as a motherfucker, man. Nigga goddamn say he get shit from niggas and he know he ain't gonna pay niggas and he just let niggas beat his ass. I was like, bro, that's a real fucking fiend for you, bro. Real talk, man. P was like, damn right. That nigga gotta go. So we get out. Tell the nigga let us out. We go to the sergeant office. Walk in the joint. Hey, look, da 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 da. And nigga was like, look, I ain't doing no moves this month. This month. And this was the beginning of the month. He was like, I ain't doing no moves this month. Nah, I ain't do. He was like, look, man, like P ain't like, you know, like sometimes like he didn't even like doing what he did. You know what I mean? But P was like, yo, look, man, you brought a dude in my cell that I don't want in there, man. Like real talk. The sergeant was like, well, look, you just gonna have to get along. You just gonna have to get along. Is he a threat? He was like, he looked like, shh, nah, he ain't no threat. He was like, well, you just gonna have to get along with him because I ain't doing no moves this month, man. He was like, look, you know what you was doing when you moved that nigga in my cell, man. I was like, Sarge, look, man, dude wild as a bitch, man. Look, come on, I'll switch, man. Let's move in my joint, man. You know what I mean? He was like, nah, for your cell, he can be bad and he wanna move. I'm not doing no moves this weekend, white. It ain't happening. So don't ask me. You gotta deal with it. He told P, you gotta deal with it. P was like, shh, I gotta deal with it, man. He was like, man, that man ain't no threat, man. He said, that man got 5 years. That man about to go home, man. He was like, just been up here before, man. He went home from up here, man. Now he back. He ain't got a lot of time, man. That man about to go home. He ain't no threat. So I'm like, shh. Like P was mad. I was frustrated. We dipped. Because I felt bad for my bro. You know what I mean? I wanted to be able to save him and move in the room and get rid of this guy. But like, we couldn't. The sergeant was turning us down. So we go back in the pod. Man. He went up there. He hollered at the celly again, you know what I mean? This time he hollered at him Dolo. So when they said stand by for dinner, that's when I came over to his cell. I walked over there, you know what I mean, to see if bro was going. So I get to the door, I just see the dude just still sitting at the table, just looking stoned out his freaking mind, you know what I mean? So P was like, yeah, man, look, bro, like that's crazy, man. Like, you know what I mean? He was like, look, I ain't gonna lie, you find me something, you find me some Hardy's chicken, you find me some of that Hardy's chicken, I go to commissary every time. He said, every time you go to commissary, he was like, I go to commissary every time. Every time I go to commissary, I spend $100. He was like, I give you a whole list for $100. Just let me get the soups. You can order whatever you want. I'm like, I'm looking at P like, this dude want the hottest chicken. And he doing the D block. Like, I don't know. I was like, bro, I don't know nobody, man. He was like, yeah, just let me know, man. P was like, you ain't going to dinner. You ain't hungry. You ain't ate nothing since you been in here. He was like, he opened up his box. He was like, oh. He grabbed the beef soup. He hit that joint on the rings like, psh, psh, psh. That joint was cracked all up. He grabbed it. He was like, he opened it up. He grabbed a season pack, poured a season pack in that joint. I'm sitting there looking at him like, he ain't gonna put no hot water in that joint. He was like, he was eating a butt naked with no water, y'all. So boom. I couldn't believe it, man. I was like, dude, wow, man. He was like, come on, man. We dipped out again. You know what I mean? So like he was stuck with the dude. Like he couldn't do nothing about being in the cell with Just, man. Like, you know what I mean? We go to dinner, I see my man, that's an 80 building. I was like, yo, bro, you know a dude? I described him because he didn't even come to chat hall. My man was like, yeah, the tall dude. He was like, yeah, I know him, bro. He was like, yeah, he got bread. He was like, I don't know where he be getting his bread from. Like, but he got like commissary bread. He'll go to commissary and stuff though, bro. He was like, bro, a fiend though. He's super sick with it. He's sick with it, bro. I'm like, man, that's crazy, man. He was like, bro, you gonna see, bro, like he's sick with it, man. I was like, bro, he's saying he's sick with it, bro. I was like, I ain't never seen nobody that really do both food groups like that. That's on it like that, man. You know what I mean? He was like, bro, listen, you ain't seen nothing yet, bro. I'm telling you, bro, like dude a maniac, bro. I'm like, That junk crazy. So P right there, listen. You know what I mean? So P heard everything that dude just told me. My man just told me. So we just go in the line, we get our tray, we sit down, we eat. We go back to the building. You know what I mean? It was just like a sad situation because like P just mad that he in a cell with a fiend. You know what I mean? Like who want to be in a cell with a fiend? I never wanted to be in a cell with a fiend. Like nobody wants to be in a cell with a fiend, man. But P just have to deal with it, man. So I'll say probably about a week went by. And he was getting lit the whole time. We still didn't find no Hardy's chicken, but he was getting lit the whole time, y'all. I'm talking the whole time off that D block. So I guess the D block is gone. And he got rid of it like the middle of the week. It was a wrap. So I think it was time for him to finally pay. And the reason why I say that is because when I looked up, I seen the dude that he was talking to in the child hall. It was him and two other dudes. And these dudes all the way in 80 building. They standing in front of our building. So they like, yo, they call such and such. So I don't know if this dude was new to how this man tactic was as far as just getting anything if you give it to him. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know why he gave him all the whole package. Don't get me to lie. I don't know. But I see the dude at the front door and he got two dudes with him. So I see him, you know what I mean? He just come in our building. So the dude coming out building, he was just chilling. He was just standing there like inside the hallway first. And our building was dumb sweet. 60 building, man. I'm telling you, like, that junk was sweeter than 30 building when it came to officers, I gotta say. Because they moved me from 30 building right when they started putting like idiots over there. Like the sergeant and everybody, he was an idiot. He was down on me and bald head. And we couldn't do nothing, man. He got rid of all of us. So like now I'm in a building where it's like the unit manager is sweet, the sergeant is sweet, the CO, everybody's cool in that junk. So like they didn't really know who was in the building. They didn't know nothing. So the dudes that was in 80 building, they just snuck in our pod. So now they in our pod. We going to dinner soon. So this is like after 2 o'clock rec. So they in the pod. So as soon as I see them come in the joint, I go straight to P-cell. As soon as I see them come in the pod, I go straight to P-cell. I'm like, man, I'm about to let them know. Some goons in here look like dude. Get upstairs. P was like, yo. P was in the bed behind the cut. I was like, yo, hey bro, get me, bro. Just was standing up looking crazy. He was like, he always look at you with them beady eyes. He was like, I was like, me holler at you, bro. He was like, what's up? He came out. I was like, hey, look, you got some dudes downstairs, 229, bro. I don't know if they coming for your celly or not. But you need to let them know if you got a situation. Get out your cell with that, bro. He was like, shh. He go back in the joint. He was like, hey, bro, they said some dudes down here for you, bro. Just go to the door. He was like, he looked. He was like, yeah, that's dude from 80 building. Like, he thought it was funny. I was like, bro, what you think is funny, bro? You can't play with nobody money like that. He was like, look, I'm trying to get high, Weezer, man. Anybody don't let me spend commissary on get high? Fuck that shit. I do what I want. I'm like, as soon as you say that, you hear. That's how the knock at something. That joke was like, dude was like, hey, yo, Just. Just was like, dude was like, yo, he was about to come in. But he seen me and bro already in there. So, you know what I mean? He was like, so P was like, hey, look, man, whatever business y'all got, bro, respectfully, man, y'all got to take that somewhere else, bro. You know what I mean? Y'all ain't finna fuck my cell up, man. He was like, dude look like, all right, well, let's come to my man's cell then right quick, Just. Let's go downstairs to my man's cell. So Just was like, he walked out too, like, you know, he tall dude, he walked out like he wasn't scared. He like, he go down the steps like this. He get down the steps. Dude was like, all right. So they go to the little cell close to the handicap all the way in the back. So they went in the joint. Man, that's my word. They go in the joint, man. All you hear is, man, motherfucker, where my money at? Fuck wrong with you? Fuck wrong with you, my money at, nigga? Where you think I'm gonna get nigga some shit and nigga gonna buck on me? You ain't gonna buck on me, motherfucker. I'm gonna fuck what you did in the past. Niggas told me I got down get my motherfucking money one way or the other. Fuck wrong with you? The hell you gonna do? That nigga got down just was like, look, I ain't got it. What you gonna do? I ain't got it. He was like, nigga, you gonna beat your motherfucking ass, nigga. Just was like, all right, that's fair. Like this conversation sounded so crazy. I'm hearing it from through the door. I'm not even in there or near there. I'm like by the table a little bit down because we came down the steps. But I hear the nigga just was like, all right, that's fair. From the nigga telling him they gonna beat his ass. He was like, all right, that's fair. Dude was like, what? He was like, yeah, that's fair. But look, once you whoop my ass, we even. I'm telling you, once you whoop my ass, we even. I said, this nigga's a fucking lunatic. Dude was like, I think dude said the same shit. The next thing you know, I just heard a nigga say, like you heard the punch. I was like, he was like, pussy. They was in there whooping him. P looking at it like, P hearing that jump, me and P like, I said, bro, he might go to the hole. At least he gonna go to the hole, you know what I mean? He gonna go to the hole, then I can move in the cell, bro. I was like, dang, whole pod quiet. Niggas like, shit crazy. Then they said, exit out for dinner. It's where they punish. You still hearing punches. I'm like, God damn. I looked up, niggas was leaving out like bad dudes. And niggas left. They went straight out the joint. Peter's like, shh, let's go check on him, bro. I was like, who the fucking cell is that, man? He was like, dude from Petersburg, bro. I was like, come on, man. We walked over there. Cell like right there, though. We looked. That nigga got there and just was still balled up. That nigga was like this.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.